Good intentions sometimes are just that, good intentions. Sometimes when good intentions meet the real world, it can make a bad situation. In the case of Wonder Woman 84, I think Patty Jenkins had all good intentions, but when it met the light of day, when it showcased or uploaded onto HBO Max, uh, those good intentions turned into a disaster. And here's why.
Comic Chat Entertainment.
Hello, people. Welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're viewing or seeing my channel, I'm going to ask you to do a few things for me. First, I'm going to ask you to do is please subscribe to my channel. It only takes a few seconds to subscribe. In case you know what a subscribe button looks like, here's a picture of one. Hit that subscribe button. Only takes 1 second of your time. It helps me. It supports me, and I definitely appreciate it. Next thing I want you to do is once you hit the subscribe button, hit this button also. It's called notification bell. That notification bell is going to let you know each and every time that I upload any content, any material, you will be notified, and I don't want you to miss that. Next, what I'm going to actually do is under that screen that you see me talking, you're going to see a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Now, disregard the thumbs down. We don't need that at all. Don't need that at all. We're going to talk about the thumbs up. That thumbs up is going to help me in the YouTube algorithm. Now, don't let me sit here and try and lie to you and explain to you how it's going to help with YouTube algorithm because I do not know. All I know is that it's going to help. That's what I need. That's what I want. And I want you to help me get that. Last but not least, what I want to ask you to do is leave a comment. Any comment that you leave, I will read, I will respond to, and I will appreciate. Sometimes our comments are probably going to agree with what I say, but sometimes they may not. Either way, I'm going to read it. I'm going to respond back to you and let you know that I appreciate you taking the time out your busy day to respond to something that I uploaded. I appreciate it. Now, before I get into today's video, I'm going to preface this. I'm going to put this disclaimer that everything I'm going to say is my opinion. It is Danny Graham, aka Comic Chat, opinion. It's not your opinion. You may not agree with it. You may agree with it. I don't know. But I'll tell you what I saw with my eye test, what I saw about the movie Wonder Woman 84. It's going to be a full spoiler. So if you have not watched this movie, then you may not want to watch this video until you have, because I'm going to tell you certain parts of the movie, things I like and didn't like. I can tell you right now, the things I did not like far outweigh and far outnumber the things that I did like. First of all, let's get into it. First 4 minutes of the video, of the movie was awesome. I was buying into it. It was like they were at Themyscira. They were doing like the Amazon Olympics. Young Diana was already ahead of the curve because she was just a little girl in there, a little more than about 10 or 12. And she was competing with grown women and holding her own. For most part of the race or the competition, she led. There was a part where she was knocked off the horse in the competition, and she used a shortcut, I guess, to regain or to maintain that lead. But it was classified as cheating or not following the rules. But I thought it was adapting and overcome to a certain situation that she found herself in. So I didn't agree with that. But anyway, by looking at that first 4 minutes, I thought this movie was going to be fantastic because the special effects looked good. What they were doing looked good. The whole thing was vibing. You could see that there was a lesson learned at the end of this because she thought she should have won it, but she didn't win it because her aunt told her that sometimes things are going to be hard. Sometimes she gave her a life lesson. Sometimes things are going to be hard, but you can't take shortcuts. You got to be true to yourself and make sure everything you do is to the best of your ability and truthful, so you will be a hero that can be respected and loved and revered. So that was a very valuable lesson that she learned. Now we go to the next scene where there's some kind of crime taking place. You can clearly tell it's in the 1980s, and they're at a mall, and of course, one woman comes in, but the special effects look like super cheese fest. I was like, oh my God, what is this? She was just bounding over this, jumping down. The powers were straight, what she had, but just the way that they delivered them. We were used to seeing the kick-ass, kind of darker version of Wonder Woman and Batman v Superman and Justice League. This was not. It was all bright and sunny, and she was just jumping over this and jumping over that. Time. The only word that came to my mind was cheesy. That's because I was grown accustomed to seeing Diana, the strong, capable, confident. Well, she was strong and capable in this, but I've already seen the Cadillac. I don't want to see how the Cadillac was built. this kind of show how the Cadillac was built, so to speak. I'm using that metaphor. Um, in this part of in her life, she was still kind of mourning the death of her true love, Steve Trevor, and she was helping people, kind of picking and choosing how she helped. There was a part in there that I thought was very cute. She had a little girl in there, a little black little girl, and little girl, she pushed her out of the way and kept her from harm's way. And then, as you see the picture back here, she's holding out the bad guy. She tells little girl, "Shh," and her little girl connect. It was real cute. I like that scene. Awesome scene. The other part of the fighting and stuff was just a little cheesy, old school 80. And I know that probably was the feel that Patty Jenkins was going for, but it just did not sit well in my soul, in my spirit. I was like, oh, I don't know about this movie. And for about 40 minutes, it's like a love fest. Um, they introduced Barbara Minerva, aka Cheetah, and she's like goofy, like a meek as a mouse, no self confidence, and just kind of invisible to the world. But Diana takes notice of her and helps her and befriends her, and of course, um, she kind of boosts her spirit and confidence up, and they become friends. Well, some kind of strange stone kind of, we're going to call this the wishing stone. I can't remember exactly what it is, but this is wishing stone. It looks like a topaz rock to me in its most roughest form. It doesn't look very refined, but anyway, come to find out there's some kind of wishing rock, wishing stone that the gods made. We found out later in the movie, and you get one wish. So during the course of the movie, Barbara Minerva wished to be more like Diana. And of course, she doesn't know that Diana is actually Wonder Woman. But as time goes past, she learns that, and she gets her strength, her speed, her beauty, her charisma, her confidence, her poise, all that stuff. And she don't want to give it back. So Diana finally figures out what's going on, and she knows that in order to, well, one thing about this wishing rock, whatever it takes, it gives you something. Whatever it gives you, it takes something back. So it gave Barbara Minerva the strength, but it also took away her kindness, her love of man, her funniness. She was all serious, all business as she progressed into becoming more like Wonder Woman. For Wonder Woman, it gave her back Steve Trevor in another man's body. I ain't quite figured that out why they did it that way. But her cost was it took her powers, which she learned about. In a situation that almost could have cost her life because she was shot with bullets and was bleeding for the first time. She was tired and hurting and just not used to feeling that stuff as Wonder Woman. Steve Trevor was quickly able to find it out and tell her that, look, you gotta renounce and send me back to wherever I came from, Oblivion or wherever, in order to regain your powers because the world needs you. She didn't want to do that. And the scene between her and Chris Pine, where she was telling him goodbye, more or less, is very heart-wrenching. It is a very good scene, the best scene to me in the movie. Gail Gadot and Chris Pine has tremendous chemistry. That was the good thing about this movie. Chemistry was great. They did a little funny stuff I think went on too long about put on different outfits. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But their chemistry was golden. I'm not sure about this invisible thing, but of course they paid homage to Linda Carter's Wonder Woman with the invisible jet. She said she was playing with the power and she was able to touch the plane when they stole the plane out this high, this military base. Should have had a bunch of high security, but of course they were able to get in. She touched the plane and was able to transform the whole plane into the invisible jet plane. And they flew over to this different country to try to stop Max Lord. Now, Max Lord, to me, was a megalomaniac. To me, Pedro Pascal, who played Max Lord, overacted in a lot of these scenes. I don't even think he was really needed in this. They should have concentrated more on the Cheetah storyline, Barbara Minerva. And they built her up. They showed her going to the gym and testing out her powers, and a guy tried to rape her in one part of the scene or attack her, and she was able to get revenge on him, but it made her very, very mean and cold. They were building it up to we thought we were going to get the payoff. The payoff was, of course, she asked Max Lord to make her the apex predator and to make her something different that no one had ever seen, which is AKA the Cheetah. The fight between Cheetah and Wonder Woman probably lasted, 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 tops, but confusing because Wonder Woman was able to disable her by shocking her electrocution. but she had the same powers as Wonder Woman. The electricity didn't hurt Wonder Woman, but it hurt her. Not quite sure how that works, but that's here nor there. To me, overall, the movie was just cheesy, a bit too long. There's a part where Wonder Woman learns how to fly in this movie, and you see the scenes where she's lassoing lightning bolts. And well, somewhere in that transition of lassoing and swinging herself up, she learned how to fly. She was able to project herself like Superman. Maybe not fly as skillfully as he did, but at the end of the movie, she was flying. But there also was a gold suit that we see that had wings. So you're like, why did she put this gold suit on when she already knew how to fly? Because the gold suit allowed her to fly. But she dropped the wings and went in to try to dismantle Max Lord, but wasn't able to. But how she got over was she was able to compel the whole world because he somehow hooked up his consciousness to all the TV screens in the world and stuff. So he was able to touch people and grant wishes almost simultaneously because he could hear and see what they were saying. And he was becoming more powerful because he learned how the loophole of becoming the actual wishing stone itself. But she was able to get to his conscience because he had a son. His son was in danger. So he left that and renounced his wish, which caused all other people to renounce their wishes, and brought the world back like it was. He was able to save his son. Like I said, the movie had potential, but it just did not pay off. The good intentions that Patty Jenkins had just into a good movie. It's not a movie I would want to go see again. It's a movie that I think would not make $1 billion had it gone to the theaters. But since we're in this current crisis, it's definitely not going to make this money. I think word of mouth would have killed it in the theaters had we been in normal circumstances. It probably would have had a good opening weekend, but I don't think that it would make $1 billion. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. I won't be seeing this movie. I would not have gone to see this movie a second time had it been in theaters. Was very disappointed. Did not like it, but I would give this movie an F because two things. First thing, Gal Gadot, very skilled, beautiful actress. Not going to give her an F just because she's in it. Also, I would not give it a D because it is a superhero movie. I love superhero movies. I'm a big fan of superhero and comic book movies. So I'm not going to give it an F on that accord. But I will give it, however, a C. I'm going to give it a C minus because that's the next highest grade I can give it. Like I said, it was just very disappointing. At this point, a movie I didn't like, but I think it's better than that, is Shazam. I mean, Shazam is a movie I thought was very underwhelming, but this movie is more underwhelming to me than Shazam was. So that's saying a lot for me. But just tell me what you think in the comments below. I definitely want to hear what you got to think about it. I definitely appreciate if you leave any comments. Like I said, please subscribe to my channel. If this is the first time you're viewing my channel. Also, please hit the notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload. Give me that thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'm just going to ask you to keep supporting me and know and trust that it hurts me to my heart to say that I didn't like Wonder Woman, but I just didn't. I told my boy Anzo I gave it a C minus. He didn't like it as well. Several other people that I YouTube with feel the same way. So I'm sorry. Patty Jenkins 3, please. Patty Jenkins, please. If you do Wonder Woman 3, please go back to the first. Don't pull any material from this other than that she can fly. You got the invisible jet. Don't go back to the 80s and 90s, 2000s. Just do one that's gonna show us that you know what you're doing. Because to me, this movie looked like someone that read the Wikipedia, saw what Wonder Woman could do, and just kind of threw something together. It did not seem like a Patty Jenkins project. It seemed rushed. It seemed like I got to put something out here because I'm feeling some pressure. But I think this was a definite misstep. Definite misstep. But like I said, tell me what you think in the comments below. As always, I appreciate it. And peace.
Comic Chat Entertainment.